Hello, where is the DCU Batman? No, he ain't under my bed. No, he ain't up my jacksie. There is no DCU Batman. There may never be a DCU Batman, but today we're about to discuss my exclusive story that Matt Reeves, the Batman crime saga, is the future. That Matt Reeves, the Batman crime saga, will replace a franchise, the DCU, living on borrowed time. Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I am Nick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends, wives, and especially your boyfriends and your husbands. A very warm welcome to Movies TV Mad. I am Mick Meanish. You can follow me on X, Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and on Instagram and on Threads at Movies TV Mad. X on Snapchat, BMouth60, and on TikTok, Mad Mickey's World. Yes, welcome to Tuesday's edition of the DCU Daily, and I've got another delicious, yummy exclusive for you today. First of all, I want to thank all my subscribers for coming onto X Twitter and sharing my platform and clipping me. It's really helping me out, get new subscribers. Let's help this channel out, right? I'm never going to make any money out of it. I'm never going to go viral. But wouldn't it be nice for a genuine guy like me, and I swear to you that's exactly what I am, a fan whose father worked in the industry, and there's nothing I don't know. Now, I pick and choose what I share with you that I know. There's some information about the entertainment industry that would be too harmful for you, the public, to know. So I hold that back. I would never reveal that just to get likes and shares and views and subs and followers. That would be really irresponsible. But the stuff I believe you have a right to know, I will air on my channel and my other social media platforms. And today I have another exclusive for you. That Matt Reeves, the Batman crime saga, will replace the DCU. Whether that's while WB and Discovery are an independent studio or whoever else buys it. That's the future. That's the future of DC. Matt Reeves is the future of DC. And it's obvious why. His movie, The Batman, made around 770 million. During COVID, just as we were coming out of COVID, when people were still paranoid about going to the movie theatre, the cinema. And it was a wonderful movie. I don't think it's my favourite Batman movie. I think Batman Begins is probably my outright favourite Batman movie. I like Batman Returns. I do love Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, but I think Batman Begins is a very, very special movie to me, as special as Star Wars A New Hope is. It's that beginning story that they did so well that you can view as a standalone story or a story that's part one of a trilogy, if you like. Yes, Matt Reeves' crime saga will replace the DCU. The DCU hasn't got a future. I was asking the question on the top of the show. Where is the DCU Batman? They've had every opportunity to cast a DCU Batman. There is not a DCU Batman. And Brave and the Bold is a fantasy, right? And Andy Muschietti, whether Brave and the Bold was going to exist or not, was never going to direct that movie. I know you shields saw that picture of Andy and Safran and all the team, and you thought that proves that he's definitely directing Brave and the Bold. There is no Brave and the Bold. Where is it? Where is the Brave and the Bold movie? It is nowhere. Should have been the second movie after Superman. Batman should have had at least a cameo in Superman. None of it's happened. There's no DCU Batman. There will never be a DCU Batman. But Matt Reeves has had to battle James Gunn to make sure James Gunn keeps his grubby little mitts off of his Batman, the crime saga. It's been a battle for Matt Reeves, and it's been difficult. Not only has he had to deal with writing the Batman 2, he's had to deal with James Gunn pestering him to merge his Batman crime saga with the DCU, a franchise of poop and dick jokes. No thank you. Matt Reeves doesn't want that. Now, in the past, he said, yeah, maybe, blah, blah, blah. Yes, of course he's going to say that. He's got to say that. But in the reality, right, in reality, how could you mix the DCU, a franchise full of poopy jokes, right, and what other crappy humour James Gunn's got, with a serious, grounded take at Batman? Why does everything have to be connected these days? Why are you all fucking obsessed with merging Matt Reeves' The Batman crime saga with the DCU? Why does it all have to be connected? If you're so desperate for a Batman in the DCU, and there should be a Batman in the DCU, as I say, a franchise that hasn't got a long lifespan, why hasn't James Gunn cast one? Because all he's been trying to do is bring in the more valuable version of Batman, which is Robert Pattinson's, that made $770 million. Then the spin-off to that movie, The Penguin, a multitude of awards, critical acclaim from critics. That's what's been successful. The Penguin premiered with what, 3 million viewers? Peacemaker, remind me of those ratings and numbers? Nah, let's not go there. I'm not cruel. I don't want to rub it in, James. The DCU has been a failure, and Matt Reeves, the Batman crime saga, has been an outright success. That is undeniable. The Batman is a better movie than James Gunn's Superman, right? Matt Reeves is an all-tour. And it was great seeing him during the Emmys and talking. Lots of rumours about Matt. He admitted himself that he's had some personal problems, which he won't go into, and it's his business. We know that Grace Randolph tried to say that he had a similar kind of condition, not similar condition, but was in a similar state, health-wise, as the guy who played Black Panther, whose name escapes me right now. Well, we saw him at the Emmys, and he looks really, really healthy, thankfully. Now, I hope there's nothing wrong with his health. I really do. I hope she's wrong. I don't know. She cannot be trusted. And she should never have said that. That was despicably toxic by Grace. And Grace, if you're wrong, and you know you're wrong, you should actually apologise publicly to Matt Reeves. So I hope Matt's health is all right. I like Matt Reeves. Listening to his excitement and passion for the Batman 2, it reminded me of when he came out talking about the Batman. This is a passionate guy. This reminds me of Doc Brown in Back to the Future. He's so excitable. He loves Batman. That's one thing you can say about Matt Reeves. I wish we got Ben Affleck's The Batman. I really do. I'm hurt. I think it's an injustice that we didn't get that. But it's not Matt Reeves' fault. Well, in a way, inadvertently, it is. He didn't want to direct that movie, and I'm glad he didn't, because that wasn't his movie. Ben Affleck had the vision. He should have, he wrote the movie. He wanted to direct the movie and star in the movie. Ben should have been allowed to do that, but he wasn't. So Matt was right to say, no, this ain't going to work. I'm only doing Batman if I'm allowed to do my own thing. So Matt Reeves was spot on there, and I don't care what anyone coming from any fandom says about that. But Matt Reeves is a very talented man. He's proved it again and again and again. He knows he's Batman. And he gave us a great version of Batman. As I say, I'm not saying it's my favourite version of Batman, but I really, really enjoyed the kind of detective-y kind of narration that we had from Robert Pattinson as well. Robert Pattinson's a great Bruce Wayne and a great Batman, very different to what we've seen before. Now, Matt Reeves was talking about the Batman 2, and he believes he's going to take Bruce Wayne and Batman further than anyone else has done before. Robert Pattinson has got the script in a secret bag with a safe deposit kind of lock code to it or something, whatever Matt was going on about. So, this is very, very exciting, because I did enjoy the Batman, and I want to see the Batman 2. I want to see the auteur, Matt Reeves, do his own movie. I don't want James Gunn interfering in this movie. I don't want James Gunn taking the credit like he normally does. Oh yeah, we gave some ideas. You, son, should be giving no ideas to Matt Reeves. It's his vision, it's his idea, it's his script, and Mattson Tomlin, I think his name is, who co-wrote the script as he did the first one with Matt. So I'm very, very excited about that. But yes, that's the plan. The plan is that Matt Reeves, the Batman crime saga, will replace the DCU. It's a franchise as well. It's a separate franchise to the DCU, but it was already set up with the Batman, then the Penguin. It's very, very successful. It's there. The Batman 2 is going to make a lot of money. We all know that. We all know that Batman 2 is going to make more money than Superman. Who knows how much? This is as exciting as going from Batman Begins to The Dark Knight. It is. Matt Reeves is as talented as Christopher Nolan. We're very lucky to have a second auteur, really talented, work on Batman. Well, how lucky are we? Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder worked on Batman. I personally think that Zack's a great auteur. And Matt Reeves, who is really good friends with Zack Snyder as well, as we know. So no Snyder fan should be hating on Matt Reeves because Zack Snyder wouldn't approve. And why would you want to go against someone who congratulated Zack Snyder, one of the only directors in Hollywood to publicly congratulate Zack Snyder for releasing the Snyder Cut? I'll never forget that, and it was a beautiful statement posted on X Twitter. So, I am a Matt Reeves supporter. I like him. I enjoyed his first movie, and I can't wait for the sequel. And I'm in full support of Matt Reeves' The Batman crime saga replacing the DCU, a franchise with dick and poop jokes, right? I'm not invested in the DCU. I don't care about the DCU. But your videos are called the DCU Daily. So, I'm here to talk about it. I'm not here to pretend I love it. You're not dealing with Brandon Davis now, a shill who wants to shill for cash, right? I'm here to say exactly what's in my heart, soul and mind. If you like that, that's fine. If you don't like it, it's tough titty. I don't really care, right? This is not an echo chamber. This will never be an echo chamber. This is my echo chamber. I say what I want to say, right? I'm just an ordinary fan who was fortunate enough to grow up for 2 or 3, 4 years around LA and Hollywood when my father worked for a studio, right? I was fortunate enough to be around very famous people. I don't name drop because I don't need to elevate the size of my plonker by name dropping, right? And any friends I've got in the entertainment industry are private and personal. Because if I was starting to name drop, right, that means they would think, hang on, he's just using our names. He doesn't actually value us as friends. Do you get me? So that's my whole aesthetic with keeping quiet about who I know. So I feel very humble and fortunate about that. I love this industry. I don't love what's happened to it, but I love what they invented in the 20s and 30s and where we went to in the 70s and 80s and 90s and even the early noughties with like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Harry Potter 8 movies, some other wonderful things. But it's gone. And Matt Reeves, writer-directors like Matt Reeves are few and far between. So we need to protect them from people like James Gunn. Because if we're not careful, we're going to end up with people like James Gunn instead of Matt Reeves. What we don't want is losing auteurs like Matt Reeves and swapping them for people like James Gunn. Yes, James is a capable writer-director. I've enjoyed a lot of his stuff. But I don't want a future full of poop and dick jokes. I'm sorry, James. It's just not the way I swing. No pun intended. So Matt Reeves is a very talented man. And yes, if my sources are right, that here's the Batman crime saga replaces the DCU as the central franchise. Personally, I think there should be different franchises and different visions for DC and WB. I say it every single day. I don't think it just should be one thing. And maybe this is a good sign for the future that Matt can have his Batman the crime saga. You know, his Batman crime saga. And Snyder can come back and finish what he did. And, you know, who knows? Tim Burton could make his third Batman movie with Michael Keaton. Wouldn't that be fun? Michael can still do that. He proved that in the Flash movie, which was the only good thing about the Flash movie was Michael fucking Keaton. I literally only watch his scenes. Sorry, I'm being honest about that. Christopher Nolan could maybe make a fourth Dark Knight movie. Anything's possible. He said he wouldn't, but lots of people say never, right? So never say never in this game. Never say never in this industry. So yes, if this is true, that Matt Reeves' The Batman crime saga is replacing the DCU, then basically I say, bring it on. Give me this auteur. Give me this vision. Rather than the shit we had released in July.